Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of Popcorn for Dinner. My name is Chinedu, and today I'm going to be hosting one special guest and one of the Popcorn for Dinner family members. So we have Liam today as our guest, and we have our regular family member, Emmanuel. Hi, guys, how you doing?
I'm well. Excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I've finally been upgraded to family member. Thank God.
I don't
Um,
I don't know why I'm not a family member yet because I've
it's
been
been
here many times, but I'm gonna have this conversation after, innit?
yes, it's a long road, brother. It's a long road.
I got a couple more podcasts I gotta do. Fair enough. Fair
It's a
enough.
long road, brother.
Oh my god. You have to what's that thing that they used to do when we're younger? There's a way that they used to say when they give you money to just take and keep it.
Eh?
They'll squeeze it inside your hand. When they'll squeeze like 5K inside your hand, like your relatives.
Your relatives are richer. They're just giving you 5K like that.
5K.
Some of us are just getting money for biscuits.
I was
But
getting £1. Put it in your hand, squeeze it. Yeah,
Oh
5K.
my god. Anyways, Liam, you just need to squeeze some money inside our hand and we just upgrade you.
First hand bribing. You see it live here. First hand.
that's,
Oh my god. But now guys, so Top Boy has come to an end. Um how are we feeling?
man, not gonna lie, it's a bit weak still.
It was weird. It was weird. I'm happy we're on the same page. I want to hear Chinedu's view as well because that was weak.
I was like, I didn't want to
Um
be the negative guy coming in, but I was like, yo,
yeah, I mean I thought episode 5 was a bit like it had good moments towards the end, I think, but it felt kind of thin. And episode 6, I thought the ending was, I don't know, like I was thinking about this yesterday because I really like, I wanted to be careful criticizing it because I was just thinking, okay, I don't think it lived up to the expectation of like such a great show, and like it felt like something that not a lot of people were watching and they just ended it. But this was a very popular show, and
hmm
it didn't feel like the ending was justified. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, how else could they have ended it? Or
I feel
what
like
what could they have done better? Because
I feel like it was rushed.
I do
Um,
agree with you guys. I was
I feel
rushed,
like it was
definitely,
rushed.
but I'm just trying to think about how else would it actually have been better.
I mean,
Uh, Go on.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, like, yeah. I mean, first of all, like, I don't know. I remember when it was renewed for like season 3. I think there was like Will Day, Wouldn't Day kind of thing. So I think they probably
Mhm.
that's why it's like so few episodes. But I just feel like if this was what we were heading for, like I was saying in like our past episodes we recorded, I think there's a lot of stuff you can cut from like the first 2 episodes to give us more space to do what we need to do here.
Mm,
You
mm,
know, I just
mm.
feel like so that's why I'm not even gonna say, oh, it was just short, and that's why I feel like stuff didn't really breathe. I felt like like when I was watching episode 6, it didn't feel like okay, this is the finale. It just felt like
It
stuff
didn't.
was happening. It's just like stuff is just happening and it just washed over me. It's like, okay, it's not like um compared to like season 2, for example, compared to like when Sully was going after Jamie. Just compare like the feeling of them things. Like obviously like spoilers whatever, but we literally see Duchesne and Sully die. Do you really feel like it? I
No.
didn't feel anything.
That's not even spoiler. So why would someone be listening to the finale episode?
People are very rough. People are very rough, honestly. Don't think it. But yeah, like the two main characters died. Like you've at least watched them for 3 seasons. I think that season 1 was in like 2019. So like you watched them for at least 4 years. If you watched the one before, that's even longer. And you're here feeling nothing. Like that is wrong. Like on so many levels.
I feel like the finale was predictable. I feel like I don't think I was ever glued to my TV. Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna surprise me?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I could have paused it at any time and been like, yeah, this is gonna happen in about 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
and so and so and so. Um, I was waiting when Sully died at the end. I was waiting for. I knew I was just like, oh, they're gonna do it at the end for sure. I'm like,
Mm.
if the kid doesn't do it, which he should have in my eyes,
Yeah.
someone's gonna do it. Someone's gonna do it. The only thing that actually got me a slightly bit excited was when he did get killed. They're not showing us who it is. I think I paused it at that moment like 6 times to look at the body, but I think it was
Yeah.
I think it was a stunt because I'm like that don't look like Jack. That doesn't. I don't know who it was.
Now I think it was Jack. The
It might
walk
have
is
been Jack's
Jack's walk.
girlfriend. Maybe
The
she showed her.
the
I don't know.
No
yeah.
way, Jose.
The walk was Jack's walk. The
Nah,
walk
it
was Jack's
wasn't.
walk.
I paused
Uh,
the angle so many times. The hair, Jack's got the braids, and it wasn't. Nah, it wasn't
yeah,
that.
but the person was wearing a hat, but like the
Yeah, but
bounce.
I saw like straight hair come out the jacket a little. I don't know, man.
It
Maybe I'm
was
I
it
felt
seeing.
was I
maybe
feel like it was strategically filmed in a way, like it was
yeah
filmed
to
in a
create
way.
convo.
Yeah, because you guys both agree that, oh well, you both theorize that it's Jack. I think there's two other people that it could possibly be. I feel like it could be number one, Irish Lynx.
Okay.
Um
Mm.
Irish Lynx. We don't, but the thing is, I'm skeptical about Irish Lynx just because the way, what's his name again?
Johnny,
Yeah, the way Johnny died and the way his uncle died.
the way it was wrapped
There,
up, yeah,
there was no way that they were not going to make Sully suffer for that. A quick death was like an easy escape for him from
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So
hmm
that's why I'm kind of skeptical about whether it was them. And then there's also Sai.
Oh.
Sai has
Oh.
been wanting to
Okay.
kill
Yeah,
Sully
yeah,
for some time. Not kill,
yeah,
but Sai has been planting ideas. Sai has been
yeah,
very, let's just say, anti Sully. And
hmm
the Fields lot have not been like, on board with Sully and Touche,
yeah,
mostly Sully. And then obviously
yeah,
that thing happens in the finale where Sully just loses his shit. So there's three candidates here. This would actually make a very fun poll, like when we drop the
yeah.
but
podcast. Like
yeah,
who, like out of the three, or we can just say like who do you think other?
yeah. But the sad thing is that like obviously it's good to like get lost in the fiction, but I'm very sure like if you sit down who wrote it, they don't even know. I bet
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I
I
haven't
bet
even
you. It's
considered
one,
it. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
bet you it's one of those things of like, okay, if we get a season 4, which I doubt, but like we get something else, we'll figure it out then. Because I feel like yeah. So Sai, I feel like Sai doesn't have the bottle to do it personally.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh,
I saw the fear in his eyes
he didn't have the
when
bottle.
Sully had the gun. Yeah,
Yeah, when he
Bruv,
was spitting
you
up
don't
and
see
stuff.
fear in someone's eyes when gun is inside their mouth. Like, where
true,
else
Have
would you
true.
to
see the fear?
no, but you can go down like a man. You know, Jamie wasn't crying. You know,
Jamie wasn't crying; he was dead.
yeah, but he went out like a man. This
he
guy
went.
was
Jamie didn't even have time to process it. The bullet was in and out of his head by.
first.
Bro,
But
bro.
like this guy, even the way he was, like Sully was like, "Oh, he's not lying." Like that's how you know that the guy didn't, it wasn't about that life. Like
Yeah,
Sully
yeah,
just
yeah.
knew, like, yeah, he wasn't lying. He wasn't
Mm.
lying. But yeah, like I don't know, like maybe it's just something like the stakes as well didn't
Yeah,
um
Yeah. I think
feel
that's
as
that's
high. It's like
that's
okay, the
the exact
feds.
thing you're looking for. The stakes,
yeah.
yeah. And I
It's
feel like
like
the riots were,
it's
I don't
just
know, like
a thing, a diversion
It was
kind
so.
of
Yeah,
thing.
Top Boy.
it was.
Top Boy usually teaches us lessons. Yeah, I
hmm
think we've said this in previous episodes, but then I feel like the child died, unfortunately.
There
hmm
was a couple deaths that day. There was a few.
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely, but
the other
then
boy got shot. Yeah.
I feel like we didn't go on to. I don't know if, obviously, I don't know if I wanted them to address it, but if they're not going to address it, like, it just
Why?
didn't feel like that taught us anything. Like, we know they had
We
already
know the
delivered
streets,
whatever
basically. Yeah.
lessons that, like, police friction with the community had already taught
hmm
us. So there was, I don't know how to explain it. I don't even want to sound insensitive, if you get what I mean, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but I get what you
reflective
mean.
of the child's death. But I don't feel like that played an impact moving on in
Yeah,
teaching
I get
us
what you mean.
any other lessons that we didn't
Yeah.
already learn before.
I guess what you're saying, and I feel the same way, is like, if that didn't happen, would anything in the story change? I
No.
don't think so.
Exactly, exactly. And
And to
which is
me,
why
that
I
is
like
bad
what you
writing.
say about that's why I like what you say about the stakes didn't feel high, because
Yeah,
then the stakes are felt higher because of the riots, because of that. But
yeah.
then again, like, what has that taught us? I
And
don't know.
like, yeah, it was just one of those things. Like I said, it was just like, okay, stuff is happening. Like, we're not really given reason to be invested in the riots. Like, compared to like when Kieran was captured, it's like, okay, they give us reason to invest. Of like, this is a character we know. They
Mhm.
told us what his mom is going through. There was reason for us to invest. Like, our main characters were focused on it. Most of the
Mhm.
people rioting, we didn't know them. Mandy was there, but Mandy is, I don't know, still a side character as far as I'm concerned. Like, she's not in the core thing. So it's just like, it was just happening, and it's like we just needed some cool scenes of like, fire and dark and stuff like that. That's how it felt. It just felt like background noise almost. And it's like, like, the whole premise of this thing is that you have to feel like, oh, Duchesne was very desperate and this thing. And
Mhm.
I feel like he's gone through worse. You know, and then, the whole thing, Sully's chasing him over the product and stuff. And it didn't feel like, how it should end. Now, obviously, there's a train of thought to be like, like, all these things shouldn't be like glamorous and stuff. Like, like drug dealing or whatever. It's not always like big time or whatever. Like, any little thing can happen and that could be the end. But, it just felt like all this build up was kind of for nothing. Like, you mentioned the Irish guys now, like, that just felt like it was just something for them to argue about for 2 episodes. You know, that's gone. Even, there's just so many very sharp changes, like, towards the end of this show. Like, even the whole Jax thing of like, okay, the food is killing us. Let's get the food out.
It was ridiculous. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, it's so out of nowhere,
it's
you
out
know?
of nowhere. It made no sense. The season, yeah, the season wasn't, not even just the last two episodes. For me, the season,
I
it,
think I think the last two, like, yeah, the last two kind of like, just, a lot of things before you're like, okay, cool, let's see how it wraps up. Like, it's fine, it's in the background. But then the ending was just like, oh crap, like, all these things, all these problems are now like to the fore. Like, even Jack couldn't explain herself at the end. Do you get? And it's like, she's dragged Bex into trouble, the baby, everything.
Kieran died for
we
nothing.
really need to talk about Kieran's death. We have to put that on Jack, by the way.
Kieran died for nothing.
Yep,
We have to
yep,
put that on Jack, by the way. There was like 5, 6 deaths on one
yep.
day. If they have a season 4, they need to show us something from there.
Yeah, we had to see like
Four people
flashbacks or
died.
something.
So
Yeah,
many people died. Kieran died that day.
Junior died.
No, not sorry. Uh,
Sully did
Junior
that.
died. No, but he died the next day.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was that even the next day? Or
Shame.
was that a week later? Who knows? I don't even know.
Yeah, no one even knows, man.
No one even knows. Yeah, we don't
Deshane
even know what
died.
happened after the riot. Deshane died as well. The boy that he gave the gun to, I forgot his name. He died.
Brothers, I mean, what's his name? Yeah,
Yeah,
brothers.
just got shot, dead.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he couldn't even pull the thing out. The whole
This
thing was just a mess. Like,
the guy Deshane came with, that was gonna help him leave the country. They died. So many
this, this,
died.
those guys made me laugh. I won't lie, because
Because they were
the
supposed to
the
be specialists.
the Latif guy sounded like, my boys would do it. When they pan to the boys, I had to pause. I was like, are these not old ass men? Like,
Bro,
what you mean? What are they coming to do?
in my head, my own was even now by muscle. Like, it's not by
Bro, these
muscle.
guys, these guys didn't look like they were here for the game. They killed the first one so quick. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was gone quickly.
So,
It was gone quick. I was just like,
They just put that guy out so quick. I was like, bro.
I, nah.
The whole thing is
so
just like, Duchesne running with products, bags.
Still haven't found out what happened to Deshane's money.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I
we
was gonna
said that
mention
one,
that.
like,
I was
it's
gonna
gone.
mention that because yeah, like I think we did talk about it in the previous episodes where we were just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, the money is in the clouds, man. Money's in the clouds.
What was it? What was it? 16 mil in the clouds.
Bro,
In-
it's in the clouds, man. It's in the clouds. But no, I do agree with you guys. Like I think it was even when I finished it like yesterday, I was like, okay, this ended, but this is actually this like series finale,
Bro.
not the season. This is actually the series finale.
Mm.
Like it just, I think there were a couple good lessons. Like obviously, I'm not going to be fully critical of it. There were a couple good things that we like they did in well the final two episodes and then this season generally. I think some of the bits I enjoyed. I know Liam, you mentioned you think um what's his name, Steph should have killed Sully. I do
Mm,
think that I like the fact that he
the
didn't
choice he
kill
made.
him.
Mm,
Yeah, because not just because I wouldn't even say because it's the moral it's the like the more moral choice to make, but the fact that there was a justification for it. Like he was chatting with Sully and he's like, "Do you feel anything?" And Sully is like, "No, I'm not gonna lie. Like feeling left me a long time ago." And that does make sense if you think about it from Steph's perspective. Like he's what 16, 17. He's gonna kill this guy, yeah, that feels jack shit. That feels
mm.
nothing. Like if you think about it
So
from a smart person's perspective, like if I kill you now, you're not even giving me that satisfaction of oh, like you're actually trembling or you're afraid.
yeah, Sully wanted it.
Do you get me? Like he want
So
like
you're doing him a favor,
he
you know.
wasn't giving him that satisfaction, excuse me, for a revenge. And it's just like
Hmm.
if I kill you now, police is they're going to find me, and if they're going to find me, I'm going to jail for a good considerable time of my life, and it's not even
Yeah.
worth it. Like you said, like you're not even worth it. So I do think like I enjoyed that part. Obviously, not a lot of
Hmm.
people will agree with me, but
Yeah. No, I get you.
yeah, I think the show did a very good job in telling us why he didn't do it. Like they could easily have just said maybe like Steph just pulls the gun and just walks away, but he did. You know,
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't think you're up to it.
I feel like it was one of them ones where they felt like, okay, everyone's gonna think Steph's gonna do it in the end. Let's make him not do it to just kind of reverse
Mm.
trick it. Because
I.
I'm not gonna lie, Steph had that conversation with his girlfriend and explained, said
Hmm.
he killed my brother in front of me just because he like, and she was talking about her dad's experience. How do you like? How do you not get revenge then? How do you not? That's my
But the way I got it right, like, so I feel you that, but I feel like when Steph got there, he realized that look, as weird as it is, like letting Sully live is better revenge. Like the guy is broken, like he was gone. It's like I'm doing him a favor if I put him out now. You know, like that's the vibe I got from it. Of like this guy has nothing left. Like he's just floated. You know, like Duchesne's death and everything. Yes, it wasn't the best, execution, but that kind of broke him on a way. When he was like, if we're not monsters, we're food. So after that, I think like with that conversation as well that he had with Steph, and it's like, you've got to do what you've got to do. And it's just like, yeah, this guy, I would be doing him a favor by killing him now because yeah, he's just gone. So he's just like, yeah, you're actually not worth it. You're not worth all the hustle and everything because yeah, I'm doing you a favor. And I think we get to see that what you called that Sully was even strapped. So like if he wanted to get him back, he could have as well,
yeah.
but he wasn't. He was
Was he
clearly like
strapped? I thought the wasn't the strap in the back.
no, no, no. It was in his pocket. And then he brought it out when
Oh,
he got
okay,
in the
okay,
car.
okay.
So he had it on him. So he was actually strapped. So like, if he wanted to get him there, he would have gotten him. Because I was like, there's no way Sully didn't notice that this guy was walking behind him all the while. So I was like, yeah, he just doesn't really care. He's like, if he wants to take me out, he takes me out. Um, Even the conversation he had with his daughter, I don't even know what Sully was planning. If he's trying to run away, I don't know. But
Yeah,
but
I was
yeah.
thinking about that conversation. I felt like it was a bit. Maybe he realized that obviously in the aftermath of everything that had gone on, there would
Mhm.
definitely be like one or two people that would be after him. Obviously,
Mm.
with like what's that white kid's name? The one that is part of like the scooter.
Was it
brothers.
brothers? Yeah.
Yeah,
Brothers,
yeah,
yeah.
he died. Size thingy happened. Obviously, Kieran died, and that's because of Sully. Like, there's a huge target on his head, and I think it was even more of obviously like a goodbye to his daughter, but at the same time, maybe like just to get that closure that okay, he's walking her to school on that day, like the day
Mm,
after everything had gone on, maybe just to get that security.
Also, remember as well that Sully's guys, his main people that he's come up with are gone. So Deshane's
yeah.
gone. Junior's gone. Junior, his lieutenant,
That
is
was
gone.
his hitman
Yeah.
gone. Driss is
So
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, he's quite vulnerable. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Driss is gone. He dropped most of them as well himself. Like that is
yeah, he did.
sick. You know,
Oh my
like
god. He is the
so
real monster himself. He is like I'm not even saying this to even shit on him, but like his quote of if I know monsters were food, he actually is like
yeah.
what you would class as a monster in that environment, like someone who can kill his brother, if it comes to it.
Yeah. I,
Yeah, like even when he was like, "Oh, Duchesne should have come to him," I didn't buy it at all.
I
I
didn't
was
buy
like,
it.
I was
He would have
like,
said
"There's no
no.
way."
I don't
Yeah,
think I don't know if he intended to kill Deshane in that manner. I just think he just, you're not getting it.
reflex. Yeah,
Yeah.
reflex.
Because he
But
was hurt by the fact that he did it. Deshane was just like, what are you doing? Why have you done it? He's like, bro,
yeah,
you're robbing from me. So I was looking at it like Deshane, like you've just robbed from him. Like, what do you
that also got
What
me
did
a
you
bit
guys think
weird.
of the dialogue?
Which one of when he shot?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like
I,
just both of them, just generally, yeah.
so I thought it was all right. Like
that was all
that
right,
it's
yeah.
it's them getting closure. But a part of me was like, okay, you've basically made it clear that you kind of regret shooting him. Do something. Don't just keep talking. Like do
What's he
something, man.
gonna
Like
do though?
No, he's dying, he's dying, he's dying, he's
He's
dying.
dead, bro. He's gone, bro.
He's
Voice,
dying.
he's not gonna call 999. That's Duchesne gone.
at
He's
least come and
not.
look him in the eye. Like
Nah, 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 nah. Because if he comes over, I thought about that too. If he comes over and the Shane's ready for him, we both die together. That could have even been that should have even been a thing. They both should have died together.
What,
yeah.
what
Yeah.
kind of? That's where I was just hands off.
They both could have died together in something. In something, they could have
Nah,
died.
but
What in
I
the
couldn't.
world? Let's jump off the cliff together, bro. What? Nah, man.
They could have done.
Nah, but
They could have done a wire and made like get the feds to have actually grabbed them. They've done so much work. These two have done so much
yeah,
crimes, man. Like they had to go
yeah.
down
That's
eventually, but I
I,
don't
I
like how they went down.
yeah. I think ultimately that's what really hurts me. I feel like season one and season two of this show deserve better. You know, like they deserve better than that ending. Like, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's hard. Obviously, other stuff happened in the episode and stuff, but it's hard to go away from like how both of them ended up, and it's just like okay, like I liked the chat, but it was also again I didn't also buy it. Like okay, oh, all I wanted was your respect, and it's like oh, you had my respect, and it's
Blah
like
blah 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 blah.
yeah, it's just like
Rubbish,
it's like
rubbish.
you
It
it's
was
like
envy and jealousy on both sides. That was it.
exactly, and I was like you guys, I don't know. There's nothing in the relationship that showed me that like they needed to hear whatever they were hearing there,
Yeah,
if that
they
makes
stopped being
sense.
close boys a long time ago.
Like even at that, I'm like, surely like Sully knows on some level that Duchesne respects him. And
Nah, but I don't know, Shaq, because Duchesne takes the piss sometimes.
He does. He does. He does. He
with
does.
He takes
everyone
the
to be
piss.
fair.
Yeah, obviously with everyone, but it's kind of the thing where it's like when you're cool with someone and then you have it's like that relationship with your parents when you start getting older and it's like you always
Mm,
remember the most recent like friction. You
hmm
would like you can be with your parents for 20 years and let's say 18 years they're good, and then the last 2 years you guys have had friction. You're not gonna remember the 18 years that you've had. Like,
mm,
yeah, you're going to be vexed about obviously the most recent one. That doesn't mean you will move forward, but it's like obviously Duchesne and Sully go way back, but it's like Sully is probably remembering like maybe he takes the piss, absolute piss one time, and it's just like, yeah, this guy is no all right. It's just like Shelly as well. Like
hmm
they had good times, but that one was the one like Sully had probably been taking it. Obviously, maybe like, oh, he actually respects me, so maybe he didn't like move like this intentionally. But then one day it was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, like I have to stand my ground. Like this guy's actually taking the piss.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. Like Shelley gave him a bit of a dressing down as well,
Nah, it
even
was
though
nice. He deserved it. He deserved
yeah,
it, and it was
yeah,
true.
yeah.
It
It's
was
like,
true.
money and
yeah,
power.
that was one of the better parts of the episode. Not
Yeah,
gonna
it
lie,
was.
like
It was.
But I respected the fact that she was there for him when he needed help, basically.
yeah, yeah.
Also, like that damn Fed killed me, man. Like he just saw Naomi walk into the thing, man started flipping all the pictures. I'm like, bro, if you're that suspicious, just go and watch the house. Like, why are you flipping the pictures? Man was like, I was like,
Oh my god,
okay,
I
is
can't
it
believe
that
Naomi did
if
that.
like
By the way,
man,
That was funny. I was just
they've
like,
probably promised her bar in it. But exactly, it's just like, bro, if you suspect her, go and see where she's going. If you don't, why the hell are you flipping through all the pictures to see if it matches somebody there? I was just like,
oh my
another
god.
thing as well. How did like Sully was running around Summer House for like like 10 hours? He was running around Summer House for time,
I don't
and
even know.
it was interesting to me how he got spotted so easily, like by the police.
Oh,
He just
Deshane.
spotted it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so I said sorry, just say Deshane. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, also, I was like, why was he even there? Like, man, the
yeah,
guy, the guy doesn't think sometimes,
Yeah,
man.
he doesn't actually, to be honest. Like he doesn't because
once he lost his money, his head was
you
gone. He
know,
wasn't even thinking anymore.
right from the time that he killed Jeffrey, I was telling you guys that this is so
You,
amateur, man. Like
but
it's
see,
so
but like
amateur.
So
that
amateur.
that's what annoyed me as well, dude. Because it's like because literally all the tension he has here is from killing Jeffrey, like him being on the run, everything, and I don't know, man. Like
That's another part of the story.
that's
You
yeah,
lost.
that just felt artificial. Like I don't
Yeah, it
feel
felt like
like
an easy way out for
Yeah,
yeah, it
him.
just felt like a way to create tension because I feel like even if Duchesne lost his temper and killed the guy, he won't just fucking pour bleach and just call it a day.
call it a day.
Like
Yeah, that was
man just
poor.
literally poured bleach, called it a day, and then it's like, okay, the prints and DNA are on the scene. There's nothing else. You have to leave the country. I'm like, I don't know, man. You guys are just feeding us this information. Surely there's something else. Like, I don't know. It
Yeah,
just
no,
felt
I do think
very
I like obviously if I'm being critical of the character, then it's like, yeah, like that's a very stupid move to make.
like I don't even think Steph
Like
would do that.
even me as yeah, like me as a civilian,
Yeah.
your first thought is like to clear up whatever evidence you can. Like he just left it there, like
He
like
just
nothing is ever gonna
what?
happen. He's just
I
gonna
thought,
rot there, and also the fact that he's going to, like, boy, that's a good-looking London flat. There's gonna be cameras, like there's
he
gonna
did,
be
it was
cameras.
in the
There's
day
gonna
as
be
well.
yeah, exactly. It was in the day, so
He walked
this
through the door. He went to his house through the door.
it's not like he's going to maybe like ends where there's no cameras in
Yeah.
one of the council
I'm just
flats or
like,
something.
it's not like it's
I
an
felt,
alley or something that no one will
yeah,
find him.
yeah, like
You know,
being critical of the character, and then yeah, being critical of the writers, like
it's
was
just
the
like, oh,
right
we
thing.
need
Like,
something that he needs to run away from, and
yeah, it just I
it's
felt
just
like
a bit low.
it was like surely like this criminal who has been on top of the game for this long would surely know better.
Yeah,
Like
because
he
at first I
should know
thought he
better.
was even going to use it to like frame someone, like maybe he
Same.
was leaving the body so that like I don't know, maybe he'll call Sully to come there or so or whoever,
He even
and
had
then
a
cops will
call.
catch
I
them there.
thought I'm sure he had a call.
Yeah,
I think I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. He did.
I swear I thought because at the time I was thinking, why is he gonna leave this body here? And then he had a call, and I was like, oh okay, he's gonna call someone, and then
So
we just moved
They
on
the
from
come
that.
back and they see the whole body. The next,
Yeah,
just like the blood is there, like
especially since they've been doing all of these killings for years. That was very very
yeah,
weird.
it's just
Like,
like it's like
yeah,
I'm sure like even his lawyer won't believe it because it's like
that guy,
man,
man. What does he even do? Every time Duchesne comes into his office, he's just there doing nothing.
let me
guy has
get
no other clients, man.
money,
Like
money,
this is
money.
his
That's all.
hustle.
Hustling. He
The
hustled.
guy,
I'm sure he
look at the
hustled.
guy making deals inside Stagecoach. Like, what do you think? Man is doing business in Stagecoach. You think this is a proper lawyer?
Oh God, man.
Man,
Oh, jeez.
it's like nah, like so. Obviously, the 15 mil is gone. The we don't even hear anything about it. It's just
Yeah, I
honestly,
mean
I'm just
it's in the
like
clouds. So,
Yeah, it's just like the whole thing could have been avoided if like two people acted normal. Like I still don't understand that whole Jax thing as well.
That
Because
that was one of the dumbest things I've seen.
because like I was saying in the last episode, I'm like, okay, if you want to stop drugs, you can leave the game. Tell them you want to leave the game. That's one. Two, okay, you're stopping your own operation. You can't tell me you guys are the only guys pushing weights in London
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
this show.
she's stopping it within her community. That's where she can make an effect.
So somebody else is going to take over the terrain. Like wasn't that how Jamie came up?
Yep,
Somebody's
yep,
going
yep.
to take over. So what are you really trying to do? You're just trying to blame something or someone for your sister's death, I guess. But
You
it still
can't.
feels weird. It's just like, and you have Bex talking to her, and then suddenly she's like, "We're leaving town," and then the poor babe is just doing her own Zoom at 9 to 5 while changing a baby, and you're coming here telling her, "Let's
Let's
push."
go. Let's go. Let's
I'm,
go.
I'm not
Nah,
gonna lie. I knew Kieran was gonna die.
I didn't
Very
want him
stupid.
to. I knew he was gonna die as well. I was the moment Jax called him, oh, I've done this, I was angry. I said, you know how Sully is.
Yeah,
So Kieran's gonna have to fake lie like he doesn't know it's you. He's gonna get found out because Sully's a flipping detective.
To be
And he's
Ki-
honest,
Kieran was terrible. To be very
yeah, he
honest with you,
was like
he was
absolutely
he could
terrible.
have just gone with I don't know, I don't know, I don't know because yeah, like last like I don't know. But then he started actively getting involved. Like
He did, yeah. He
he was
started
like,
doing all
yeah,
the
I feel
terrible
like a
things.
sigh and the field's lot. Like
Yeah. So where
he
did you
did
get that
he did too
information?
much.
Where did you get that information? He can't talk. Okay. They told him to bring his phone. He started shaking. Like, bro.
They asked him, tell me where the girl lives. I forgot in it.
Yeah.
man was like,
If I see
if
the
I
house,
see
I'll
it,
know it. Bro, what are you talking about?
Your age,
bro,
clown,
that lie was too familiar, man. Ebuka has
bro.
told me that lie before.
I said, if I see the house, I'll know it.
Give me your
I'm
Google
like,
Maps history. We'll find it about if you see the house,
bro, it's
idiot.
just like he was just terrible. Like you could just tell, like,
But I can't. I don't blame him because, bro, it's Sully and that. It's Sully. Like
mm,
it's scary. Scary times. Jack should have never showed him. He should have. Why? You get him. You got him killed. So now
yeah.
who? Now are you gonna have like? Well, maybe she avenged Kieran. I
His poor
guess.
mom as well.
Yeah, she's going through cancer and stuff,
Ah,
and
his
he's
mum
gone
as
now.
well. Oh my god. He actually got him killed.
Mom, moms never do well on this show, man.
They don't. They don't.
Honestly, nah. Like, think about
They
it.
lose
Like,
so much rough luck.
I always think back to At's mom, man, when she was looking
Sorry,
for
I
him.
don't know.
No, no, no. Like, jokes apart. Like, when At's mom was looking for him, and I was like, ah, this is so sad. Only to find the guy's body in dustbin.
In a
Like,
bin. Oh my god.
like, bro.
In a bin.
to be
That
honest,
was this. Oh my god.
to,
In a
to,
bin, you know.
to be honest though, like thinking about it now is, I mean, it's a lot of what our community is like, isn't it? Though, like a lot of absent fathers, and then the moms have to deal with like the consequences of their kids trapping and stuff. Like,
Yeah, like even Jack going to see his mom was just very daft. Like, okay, they've told you, Sully has told you he's done something.
So
You're
did
now
he.
going to ask her, oh, is he in here? Like,
oh
okay,
my
do you think Sully is
god,
lying? One. Two, obviously, if something has happened, you're just going to worry the mom. Like, what?
yeah, for no
Just
reason, and
went there, I
then
was like, oh, is Kieran in?
normally, I think okay, it's fair enough if you go. It's not fair enough to be honest. But why would you just leave? She
Yeah,
said, "Oh,
exactly.
he's not in." She just left.
It is something, and she
Didn't
was like,
even
oh,
say,
he was coming
"Oh,
to meet you.
yeah." Like didn't even say, "Oh, yeah, he was supposed to meet me, but he's late
I'll
or
find
something."
him. Something, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You
just
just left the woman like
honestly
that.
just left.
It's just like,
God,
the whole thing is just like,
I actually wanted her to die because of that, you know. I was
Who
like,
Jack?
nah, man. Yeah, I was like, my poor brother Kieran just gone, just like that, man.
honestly, yeah, if
I
Jack
was
had
like,
died, she'd have deserved it.
yeah,
Like,
she would have, she would have, she would have. He
hand
stole
on
the whole
hand on heart.
operation.
Yeah, exactly. Like she destroyed the operation. She she can't accept that like her sister's death is basically her fault.
It's her fault.
She dragged her girlfriend into being a mom, into being everything,
Oh
just
my
straight
god.
like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is
Like
true.
like there's just so much madness going on. Like nah, she'd have deserved it if she died.
She would have
If
deserved
you
it.
think about it, but
Like it makes no sense. Like Sully even said it to her, like, if you didn't want to be in the game anymore, see this life, leave. What do you think? You're gonna stop my thing? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
And
like
she knows Sully more than anybody else. Like,
honestly, it's
Yeah,
like even if you told Sully you want out and he said no, that's a different thing. To like
yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
like
are
it's
you
just very
surprised that he said
wild.
that?
Yeah, I'd have been surprised personally, but like it's even wild for you to now go like to steal the product. Like if you're stealing the product, let's say okay, cool, you're trying to get the drugs off, and I don't care what happens to you. I feel like that's it. I don't agree with it, but like that's a character line. But then you don't go all the way with that. You turn back and you're like, actually, it's not
I'm
really the
sorry,
product.
I
I just
can't
want
do it.
to, yeah, I just want to get out. You know, it's like there's just so many things. Like even I feel like the season just left a lot of things that like there was just a lot of good ideas and they just never took them through. Like even something as simple as like the baby is actually named after Jack. We never have anything to do with that, pretty much. Because like that's the last thing Lauren says. It's like, oh, I'm going to name you after your auntie Jack. That obviously there's no record of that anywhere. The baby is still nameless as far as we know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no like, there's no no. Oh, I named it Jack. I
yeah,
named the baby Jack, by the way.
nothing, nothing.
Just
So it's
vibes
just
in.
like
No name,
baby's
just
just there.
vibes and just
It's
there.
just it's just baby,
Just
literally.
getting, yeah, just getting old. What's his name? His
Oh my
name is
god.
20 days old.
Like, oh man, like honestly, like when she came and she's like, "Oh, Bex, I told you to pack up and stuff." I'm like, "Where do you even think you're taking them to? Like, what is the plan here? Like, I don't even understand. Like that Range
Yeah,
Rover you're using, I bet you Solly can track it. Like, what? So what are you really doing here?
yeah. I mean, some of the moves that the characters were pulling, I wasn't understanding it, to be honest. It was just like everyone is smarter than this. Come on, like, come on, come
Yeah,
on.
it's just
Why? How
like,
could she not? Like, she went to steal the drugs. That plan should have been prepared before you've even gone to steal the drugs. You don't steal
yep.
the drugs and then plan and be calling your wife.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, get ready.
yeah.
You didn't even call her to get ready. You waited a night, relax, then
Oh,
okay, let's move.
She
What?
wasn't even gonna do anything. It was when Kieran sent the text of like, "I'm with Deshane and Sully, and they're coming for you."
She's mad.
That's when she's like, "Oh, let's do this."
She just
I'm
thought,
like,
okay, that drugs can go missing. And then when he goes and gets another batch, are you going to do it again and again and again? Idiot. It's
like where
silly.
where where does it end? Like
I was
honestly,
genuinely annoyed at that because it was lazy. For me, it was lazy from the writers. Like,
yeah,
okay,
it's
I'm going to be
lazy.
the superhero after I've been providing drugs all these years and I've probably killed enough people. Okay.
Yeah, like even if you want to do that, you go full with it. Like let it be like you can make a bold choice, and it's like okay, I don't agree with it, but fair enough. Like if she
yeah.
went to the feds, for example, now I'm like okay, she's about that. Like she's really trying to get everything down. But
Mhm.
although this show, the feds are useless anyway. But like they
Yeah, they
actually
are.
make them very
They
useless.
are quite
Yeah.
useless.
Like like
I
literally, people
mean,
shout at them and they back
isn't
down.
that real life
See,
in anyways?
simple, small riot. They couldn't even handle it. I'm talking about the first one.
Bro, they're
Not the
calling
second
back
Small,
one.
up.
small riots, bro.
They're
Not
calling back up.
Not the fire one, the one where they were just trying to stop them from eviction. Move, man. When they had Kieran in the
This-
van, I would have drove over them. You mad?
Jesus Christ.
What? Imagine doing that now, though. Like, be real. Like, if a Fed comes and grabs someone in the area or your local area,
Everyone's just like,
everyone just
you just,
goes around the van. You think they're not gonna just come and grab you? You're joining in, bro. The hell?
bro. It's
They
just like,
Oh
it's
my
just,
god.
it was just like, I was like, okay. I even wrote on my phone. I'm just like, okay, so Mandy is just like chief protester now. Like she's here for any and every protest. Like you can hire her out. Like,
Wow.
like if you
Okay.
need a protester, £20 an hour, she's here for you.
Oh my
Like I'm
god.
just like, how did we get here? But I think to kind of bring back the one thing I really liked in the episode though was like when Steph is talking to Jamie on the bench. I felt like that was real. He was like talking about being alone and the fact that there's no life around him anymore. Like how they would be
Where's your
making
other
noise
brother?
about
You got
FIFA
another
and stuff.
brother, you know.
Man, I told you guys, Aaron was trying. Aaron wasn't about this life. No,
Easy.
Aaron went to Leeds now. He got a marketing job. They just gave us
I
that
Oh
thought
one
yeah,
he
liner.
that's true. That's true.
They
He's
gave us that one liner that he went Leeds. Man's like, I'm not about this life anymore. But
but
I figure maybe the actor wasn't available or something. But
Nah,
like,
but
that was
yeah,
very
maybe.
there's no way. Like,
throwaway
okay,
line.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they had nothing for him because it felt like that for the most of the season before the ending.
True, true. Because last season, what the only thing was just they just gave him a job as Deliveroo, innit? That was the
Yeah.
only storyline he had.
The year before was he was a good boy in school, and there was nothing really
Yeah.
that. He was
And then
always
yeah, he was dating
Stef.
that older lady.
Yeah.
Who was it? Yeah, I just remember that because I saw like a video on TikTok where he was talking about it of like the actress playing that lady was like 30 and he was like 17 when they were filming.
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I saw that actually.
so
Yeah,
he was like that was a weird one because it was like obviously they had like romance on screen, but it was like off screen they couldn't even talk. She was like almost twice
yeah,
his age. So it was just
yeah.
like I was like, oh man, I didn't even deep it was that wild when I was watching it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the show missed him. Like he was the only like he was like the true hope of this show of like you can actually make it out of the hood.
Make it.
I feel like
Yeah, yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like they didn't
yeah.
incorporate him enough. I know it's all
yeah.
good seeing the violent side of it, but we can also see the nice side.
Yeah, it would have been good to at
For
least
sure.
see him like, okay, this guy made it. You know, and you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, yeah, but we didn't even see it. Man went to Leeds. Like,
but
man was like, get me north as far as possible away from this madness.
oh my god. No, I mean the show's come to an end, so yeah, it's sad that I had to obviously like it went out this way that it just doesn't feel like we got that not satisfactory, but just it kind of feels like a Game of Thrones ending. But to put a more positive spin
Worse
to
for me.
it,
Yeah, I
Worse
think this was
for
worse.
me.
I won't lie.
Worse.
no, no,
I
no,
won't
no,
lie.
no, 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 no. You can't compare the highs of Game of Thrones and to Brand the Great or what did he even
No, no,
come
no.
up with?
For me, this was
Bro,
worse.
I
Because
don't even want to go on a tangent to be honest.
no, but
But
I think this was worse. I won't
this
if I
lie.
was
start
worse. This
today,
was worse. I Game of
but
I don't even
I was
want to
just
go here with Game of Thrones because it's just like Game of Thrones is in that season. We had a good half. Guys, forget we actually had a good half to the season. This Top Boy, we didn't have a good.
the middle two
Chapter
episodes
three
were
wasn't
good.
good. This
I,
was
I think
right. It
I
was.
think three and four were I think three and four were good. Which actually yeah, no, I think three and four were good. I
Maybe
think they were
three.
good. Because if there was a plan with the Irish link, like I just thought like that plot was going to develop. But I don't want us to, spend
Oh my!
But yeah,
That plot was just useless. It was so
that
useless.
that was what I was saying. Of like,
It was
there
so
was no point of
useless.
it. Like, we should have just used that time to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
flesh
yeah,
out
yeah,
what
yeah.
Jack was going
Because
through or whatever.
they got them done quick. Yeah, yeah. They should have been involved. It was just
They
another.
were
Yeah, that was
just
pointless
gone.
for
And
me.
it's just like it was literally like, who can we fight with for
Nah, they
like
didn't
one
really.
episode or
When
whatever?
did season two come out again? Was it last year or the year before?
I think it was
It was the year before.
2021. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year
So they had
before.
2 years and they didn't even get it right.
Yeah.
It's not easy, man. It's not
Bruv.
easy.
I mean, let's be kind.
I don't want to. I
No,
don't
no,
want
no,
to.
No,
like
I was just gonna say like at the end of the day, I want to remember like the highlights. I guess like at its peak, there were very good like points in the show. Um,
hmm.
there were
I
very
wonder.
good points in the show. So I was just
Yeah,
gonna ask you guys like what would you say you obviously coming to an end? What would you say you enjoyed the most about the show?
The show in
Any
general or the season?
any scenes? No, no, the show in general. Any scenes in particular? Obviously, now that's coming to an end. Let's not just look at it for this season.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, if the
Mm,
show is coming to an end, we have to look at like the cultural impacts. We had
mm.
Drake as a producer. My mom wasn't even from London. So
But you know what? That's what he does, man. Culture
You know, I,
vultures.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw Future's name as a
Shout out Drake
producer
though,
as
in case
well
he's here.
Oh,
on
did
this
you?
episode.
I
I'm
haven't
pretty
seen.
sure I saw Future on this
Oh
I
yeah.
episode
haven't.
as a producer. But I
Yeah,
was like,
A lot
what?
of Americans are tuning into Top Boy. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I think if I go first, I think my favorite one thing that I would say was probably one of the best pieces of TV I've watched. I might be dramatic, but it reminded me when Erin was describing it to Steph, like
Mm.
when Driss was killed. Bro, that was insane
See
television.
that was like
Like
stakes.
the council flat shots, the shots of London, the London night, taking him to the rooftop, the music, bro, it was insane. Like I felt like that was bro, that's one
See
of the great things I
that
remember Top Boy for.
that's what this show was supposed to be, because that was like, it was like, okay, these guys are gangsters but with a code. Driss knew he had to die. Sully knew he had to do it.
Hmm.
That was like, yeah, and these guys are playing a hard game and they're living with the consequences and stuff. That is like what the
and it
show
was
was
like,
supposed to be.
yeah, and it was like, thinking about it now, thinking about that scene, maybe what has felt a bit, adrift with it is more like we're now seeing these 40-year-old men just be with like young guys, like very
Yeah,
young
yeah, yeah.
guys. Like it's no longer about like them again. Like it's now like it's gone beyond them, and now they're like interacting with all these like,
But
20-year-olds. Like it's now more of a show going towards like Gen Z, like
no,
I
but like even
feel.
season one was supposed to be that, innit? Like it was the old guys against the new guys.
No,
Like if you think
but if you think about it, it's like, yeah, fair enough. But if you think about it, like there was Driss, and then there was even people like we saw Duchesne's brother. It was really about like
Mm.
fair.
them. If you get what I mean, it was
Yeah,
But
about
then
them.
yeah, but like I feel like the new season on top was like, the older guys are now coming up against the newer guys. Like we're seeing Jamie, like Kit, Jamie and his brothers.
But
These guys are also coming up as
we
well.
haven't seen any strong young guy. If you get what I mean, like
since Jamie, yeah.
the show hasn't tilted towards that direction. It's just been like just the
I
two of
think
them,
Jamie.
and then we phased out the older guys, and then we just brought in younger guys that are at the bottom.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I feel like with that, the show, that's where I feel like they probably shouldn't have killed Jamie. Like I feel like Jamie was on par with like
I don't think they should
Duchesne
have
and
killed him either.
yeah, it was on par with Duchesne and Sully in the show. Like, wasn't it the
Yeah,
end of season one where Duchesne comes to see Jamie in jail? Like that felt like maybe
That
not equals, but
that
like
was
that felt like a
yeah,
proper scene of like,
they
yeah,
okay,
they stole
I
that from
back
The
it.
Wire, you know that they stole that from
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Wire, but in
yeah.
reverse. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like that's a proper thing, but like you take him out and I feel like the balance of the show
the
was just
direction,
off.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Put it in
it would
football
probably
terms now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It would probably have been better like if Jamie took out Sully or something and Deshane's coming after him for revenge and it's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
old and new kind of thing. But like that's just off the top of my head. But yeah, like back then, like that was when the show was so good, man. Like that just is there. Like when you mentioned it, I was like, yeah.
Bro,
Yeah, I remember when
it
he
was
turned off the
top.
TV and stuff.
It was
Yeah.
top. It was yeah, exactly. Like even just the way he couldn't even say bye to Erin. Like I feel like I want to rewatch that just for that. But Liam, excuse me.
My
Any
favorite
good things you remember
moments.
from the show?
I did love the power struggle when Jamie came in.
Hmm.
I did like because obviously it is going to a younger crowd, obviously, and it's only that because you can only be a top boy for so long until you become a top
Hmm.
man. Do you know what I mean? So, so eventually, a lot of the older lot were getting flushed out, and then you
Yeah.
could have had that conversation of showing how it continues. It continues. It's a trend. Like before Duchesne
Yeah.
and Sully, there was people before them. Now, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I did. I really enjoyed that season. I enjoyed that season a lot, in fact. And they did teach us a lot about that season as well. There was a lot of
Yeah,
jazz, a lot of but there's always a lot of fakeness when it comes to Top Boy because all these connects that they're flying out and all of that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah. You
But
have to suspend your disbelief a bit.
yeah, because
But
really and truly, the closer you are to the connect, the further you will ever be to the streets. Let's be real.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You, if you're going to the connect, the people on the streets they know you by name, not by face. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I was a bit jazzed, but nah, this season did disappoint. But I can't let it take away what we've seen throughout
Hmm.
all the
yeah,
seasons. Even if you want to include the actual original first one, you can't let it take out from what you've seen from there. So
Yeah.
they didn't. It didn't go out on the high that we expected. I'm not expecting another season because
yeah.
where
No,
do
I
you
don't think
where
so.
do you go from? There's no Desane, there's no Sally.
Maybe a
You haven't
spin-off.
you haven't yeah
Unless it's like
maybe
a Steph show or something.
or
Yeah.
Jack maybe Jack, but it's gonna
Jack
They
yeah
wants
should
out
keep
of the
that
game
one.
anyway, so yeah. They should keep it, man.
Let's
yeah
keep it.
yeah.
Listen, Netflix, if you want to just start from when Jamie died, I won't be mad. I won't be mad. Or
Oh my God.
even like slightly before then, I won't be mad. But
But I like Liam's choice of the power struggle because I did enjoy Morocco a lot. Like I enjoyed Morocco a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, getting
That
with the
was some
connect.
good shit. Like I think I remember Thingy, what's it called? When who is it? Was it Sully and like when they were with the Fed and then they hid the gun under the box. I don't know if you guys can
Yeah,
remember that scene.
I
That was a
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that was a very good scene. That was a very good scene.
That
So
was
yeah, no, I like
yeah. That's exactly from the wire of how they framed the yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, nah,
To get him into jail.
that's
Yeah, that just showed how on top Jamie was. The old guys couldn't do nothing about it. He had a lot of the young guys with him. And again,
yeah,
going back to this season, Jamie's death should have stirred up way more
more
heat.
stuff. Yeah,
There's no way, like he had an army. There's no way his death would have been like, oh yeah, someone killed him, but we can't say who it was. We feel like it's
But
slightly
then
less calm.
the
Nah,
people, the main person, he killed Kit, who would have all those other guys were.
Kit wasn't hard like that, you know.
nah,
Like,
Kit wasn't a guy like
let's
that. Kit wasn't a
let's
guy
be
like that.
real. Kit was funny, yeah, but it wasn't hard. Like,
Yeah.
we're not. I know, like he's dead, but we can't be saying like Kit wasn't trying to start any war.
Oh
He
my
weren't. He weren't. He
god!
weren't. Kit wasn't that guy. Yeah, he
Kit was
killed
funny,
Kit,
man.
but they. I don't even know if they still believe if when they did say that Jamie killed Kit. I don't know if they even fully believe it or not.
That
Oh,
just felt. I don't
I
even
don't think
like.
they
No
did,
one
but I think
even.
Steph did. I don't think they
Steph
did, but I
did.
think Steph did.
But
Yeah.
actually, but
Steph probably did the
even
math.
even saying Steph did, he, at that age and at that time, he wouldn't know why. He wouldn't understand. He wouldn't even have understood what Kit
Yeah,
did. So I wouldn't even understand why he would think he would kill his best friend at that point. Because
yeah,
there was a moment of where Steph was like paused and in deep thought, like thinking.
yeah. I think.
But I'm thinking to myself, you wouldn't know that. You was in school. You was doing your thing. They were
Yeah,
boys.
I'm
You didn't.
trying.
You never saw that
Yeah,
side of the life to ever think why he would have killed Kit,
yeah. I was thinking
especially
he
for no
might.
reason. Yeah.
I was thinking he might have been wondering. Like, I'm trying. I was trying. I was really trying to remember. Like, wasn't it a thing like Jamie killed Kit and then came back home or something, and they asked him like where Kit was, his brothers or something like that. So I wonder if it was like I'm not 100%, but I wonder if like Steph was thinking like that night, like that kind of thing. But yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
Like
there
Yeah.
should have been way more heat. That's what I expected when the season started. I was thinking,
yeah, I
yeah,
expected war.
someone else is going to be a war because he died, and then all of a sudden it's peace. I'm like, wait, what? I'm trying to war
Yeah,
for Jamie myself. Like, what's going on?
yeah, like he
Like,
was he was a really good character.
I was trying to war for
Yeah,
Jamie. I'm not even gonna
he
lie to
was,
you. I was rattled when he died. I
he
was not
was.
happy
Like
at all.
like when I think of my best bits of the show, I think of him, like, how he's looking out for his brothers, how he's even like at the beginning when he wasn't even hard, but it was just like charismatic and it's like, I have to do this and I have to build a team around me basically. And like it takes balls to go up against these guys. Like he didn't even fold immediately and like, okay, cool, I'm not doing it again. Like Deshane is out or whatever. Like he was going with all these guys and when you think about like the guys that were rolling with then, like Moody and all these madmen
Bro,
were on the streets back then.
Dave.
Yeah, these guys were on the streets back
Oh
then. So
yeah,
like,
Dave.
Yeah,
Yo.
Top Boy has been a proper like pop culture. It's been a pop
yeah,
culture influence in our lives. Like, I
but
mean,
yeah,
this wasn't what we expected, but yeah, I can't look down on the effect that it has had, like in the
yeah.
time that it's
Do
been
you
aired.
remember when season one dropped and like everyone was doing the accent? Like I remember like Kevin Hart talking to the guy that plays Jamie Michael Ward and it's like, "Give
Oh
me the
yeah,
food,
yeah,
fam.
yeah,
Give me the
yeah,
food.
yeah,
Give me the
yeah,
food."
I hope
I was
these
like,
Americans aren't doing love, love.
yeah.
"Nah, nah,
I
nah,
Love,
nah,
can't
love,
nah,
stand
love,
nah.
that.
love, love, love,
Love,
love, love,
love,
love,
love, love,
Love,
love, love, love,
love."
love, 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 love,
yeah, yeah,
love,
love.
love.
I'm like, what happened to safe, man? Like,
I know.
let's just go back to
Or
safe. Like,
bless, yeah, bless.
yeah,
Love, love,
Love.
but
love,
like
love. I'm
love.
like, oh my
I'm
god.
just
Maybe that's
like,
what they say in Toronto. So who knows?
Oh my god. Love, 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 love. Man,
oh man.
Oh
But
God.
they're
yeah,
saying love to each other.
Now you haven't told us your favorite highlights of the show.
Yeah, I think my favorite was like the stuff with Jamie and his family mostly. I think when I think of this show, I always think of when he got them together at first time to go to the bench and talk to their parents. I
Okay, yeah.
think like that was when I was like, okay, this is a very like real show. Like obviously to them it was like, what kind of corny ass thing is this? But like it's stuck, and weirdly in his own way, as much as he needed it, he knew his brothers needed it as well to be able to like voice those thoughts of like losing their parents and stuff. And the fact that that is kind of part of his legacy because Steph is still using it to process his feelings and
Mm-hmm,
stuff.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um and if anything, it's probably like helps keep them sane and everything, because otherwise it could have been a lot rough. So when I think of the show, I think of that. I think of Jamie doing all of that but still making time to make sure that they can like do like they it's not like saying, "Oh, okay, that's our old life, it's all gone," or whatever. It's like, let's try and deal with things, let's try and process our feelings and stuff. And yeah, like the stuff Steph was talking about, like like it's telling them who's cooking, who's cleaning, them kind of things. He was looking out for them. And um the game was rough, but like kind of like what Shelly was saying to Deshane of like, Deshane's all about power and money. But Jamie was kind of the opposite. Like he had love for his brothers first, and all of this stuff was secondary. He was doing it. Like I feel, I'd like to believe, like if they had like a trust fund or whatever, he wouldn't have gotten into the game. It was just because they needed the money and stuff.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, so when I think of that, I think of I think of even in, I think it was in the beach in Morocco where he makes friends with like the little boy and stuff like that. I think it was really like I think Michael Ward was really good while he was on the show to like really show you like the human side of him, of like just because
Yeah,
he's selling drugs, he's not a monster overnight kind of thing.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
still,
yeah,
and he's also a very like charismatic guy of like, okay, you can see why people follow him, you can see why people work with him.
mm,
yeah,
um it was like, okay, he kind of, even when he doesn't know stuff, like you could still see the confidence and stuff. So I thought that was what really the show was about, because it's like, it's all about like the image you're projecting of yourself. Like even all these things Sully is saying of like, you can't lie to me, you can't run. Everyone's worried about like how people perceive them, you know? So it's like, I feel like that was really, really where the show was at its strongest, where, that was driving people, people were making decisions, there's a lot going on. Yeah, and I think ultimately the show has just always been about like balancing like house life with this thing. Because that was why, if I remember correctly, that was why Driss started snitching as well, because he's thinking of his family as well, and thinking, I'm not getting a good enough cut to justify not snitching and all these risks I'm taking. So let me try and help myself move up the ladder a little bit. Um,
a lot of snitching in Top Boy. A lot of betrayal by snitching. Yeah, man. I thought
but
they would have
you
learned by now. You snitch, you're gonna die eventually.
know,
I
but
like
yeah,
I like the Iman's example because I remember Liam, when we covered it season 2 in 2021, we did have a conversation of like um what was it? Yeah, gangsters and having, if they can still be, I can't remember the exact wording that we used, but if they can still be like human, and if like
Mm,
if they can still have like morals as a trapper. Because yeah, I remember us specifically that Morocco scene, just talking about, oh,
mm,
like Jamie is this guy, but at the other side is also this guy. So like, where do they stand? And obviously, we know they do these things. A lot of them do it out of lack of options. But at the same time, like, yeah, does that make them just that? So yeah, no, I like that example that you might give. Very brilliant show that has stayed with us for quite some time now. Um,
yep,
yeah, it's a rather I don't want to say
it's
sad,
a
but it's a
somber notes
rather,
to go out on, man.
yeah, very
yeah.
anticlimactic. I think would be probably best.
Yeah, like I'm just
Anticlimactic
picturing
would
Sully,
be best.
Sully just dead on the steering, bro. It's like
Yeah,
that's
and it
literally.
just ended like that. I was just like,
To be honest, even me from a personal level, I always wanted Sully to know that he's dying.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like
he didn't even have that regret, or
yeah,
like he didn't have that second to process
yeah,
it.
like, oh, that 2 seconds, he just killed him. Like, Yeah, that's the one thing I'm not really happy with. Like he
Yeah,
didn't
it's
have
just like you just deflated the show. It's just like
yeah,
you're done.
just
Yeah,
killed him. But since we're the final notes, guys, who killed Sully? Just one answer, straight answer.
I'm still going Jack.
Liam.
Uh, I don't know. Most likely Jack. Most likely Jack.
I'll go Irish Lynx.
You think
I'll
so?
go. I'll go.
The funny thing is, like, all of this depends on what
Sorry,
happens. Like, if there's a season
I'll go
four,
Sai. I'll go Sai.
okay, I
Yeah,
was going to
so
say if there's a season four, I can see it being the Irish thing because that's enough to drag out for a season.
No,
But
but this is meant to be this series finale, so it can't be him.
yeah, 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 I
yeah,
know.
or maybe Steph changed his mind.
Nah, I
You know
clocked
what?
the fit.
Fuck that
I clocked the fit.
Hold that.
I clocked the fit. I was like, okay, that's not Steph's fit. It'd
nigga.
have been somewhat cool if Steph actually changed his mind,
You know
but like
what?
they should have shown it. They should have owned it.
That would be funny. That would actually bring me back if they said,
Yeah, and I've been
"Yeah,
like,
hold that."
you know what? It was a bit rough, but we're
If
still
he
back.
if he t- if he changed his
No,
mind and killed him,
like if
nah, I
no,
won't
like
agree with
if
that.
no, like if it was him, and then instead of the last thing just being solely on the thing, we just see stuff walking away, and like in front of him. I'm like, I'll take it. Like he's the new top boy. I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it. It's something.
Nah,
Believing in some.
I don't think he has it in him to be the top boy. And also, yeah, I'm probably joking. It couldn't be him. The technique on that shot was immaculate. It was immaculate. It went right through one little hole through the yeah, one shot, and he even had. I think he even had a suppressor. It was clean.
We've had the splash. It's like,
It was
bro,
clean, man. I didn't even hear a mad bullet. It sounded like a
nothing.
silence on
It's
it.
like, pew.
That's
He just
insane,
knew what
though.
he's doing.
Sully
Yeah.
is actually dead. Like
Everyone is dead, man.
he felt like the one he felt like the one immovable. Like I kind of knew the show was gonna kill him, but at the same time they gave us that sense of he's an immovable like object. Like he
Yeah,
can't be
I
touched.
needed him to die anyways because I used to love Sully in the show. I think his character development at the beginning was great, and I felt like he
Yeah.
lost his way a bit.
Yep.
He lost
Yeah, he
his
became
way.
a
He took
milkman.
Nah, blame Pebbles. Blame Pebbles, man.
oh from all
as
them
soon
days.
as soon
Pebbles, you
as
still believe?
as soon as Pebbles came on the scene, he wasn't the same again,
We've
man. That
actually
babe.
seen we've actually seen so much because I just remembered when Sully was camping with that white woman on the lake.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my god.
he was on the next thing. Sully was
Sully was in the trenches, man. Wasn't it Sully?
he's
Who,
yeah, he was being
who
through it,
was
man.
he was playing with an animal that people were like, Jesus Christ, what is Sully going through? That it was trying a fork. Was it a fox? Yeah, Sully was playing with a fox.
Was
I
it?
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah,
the
Sully was
fox
playing
on
with a
there.
random fox, and people were like, "Bro, this guy's going through it, man. He needs a
No,
friend."
He's
no.
gone mad. Remember, he got kidnapped as well. The guy, yeah, he's the guy.
Oh yeah, that kidnap, that kidnap was
That
funny,
kidnap
man.
was peak.
Wait, who got kidnapped?
Sully,
Sully.
remember?
When did he get kidnapped?
Was that season 2? He got kidnapped. You don't
Yeah,
know?
it was season 2. I remember
Yeah,
that. I think
Nah,
Deshane had to come and save him. I think
yeah. He got.
one of the reasons I remember it so well is because there was a tweet. A guy said, Chinedu, Alajisuya for the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So one guy was going down. He was like, oh, he was trying to find the place. So he was describing it to someone. Was like, now when you get to the place that looks like where they kidnapped Sully, that's where you're supposed to be.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oh Jesus Christ.
man.
Nah, we've seen quite a few things on the show. Even like Modi and like the
Modi,
helicopter
man. When
chase.
Modi got out, what
Yeah.
was that meme? Sully and that guy was like, he's still going on about that. What was it about again? Yeah, thank you so much. What was it? Sully killed someone,
I
and the
can't
guy was
even
like,
remember,
are you
man.
still going on about that?
Oh my god, I can't even remember.
Oh,
Oh,
I remember which one you're talking about. Yeah, he killed someone. And it was like, yeah, it's like, bro, that was like, you still going on about that? Like,
yeah, I'm like, bro.
Sully's actually, yeah, I remember that. I was like, Sully,
Oh
you're
my
taking
god.
piss.
So
I
are you
remember that. I
still
was
going
just
on
like,
about that?
yo, you actually,
I'm like,
you have no remorse. You're evil,
oh
bro. Like,
man.
Yeah. Do
man.
you think
God.
Sully would have actually killed Jack if it got to it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, Fez. Yeah.
100%.
yeah.
Kieran's
I think
dead, man.
Deshane was the last thing. Kieran's death as well. We didn't even. That junior guy was just a hitman, man. Like the guy asked no
Useless guy.
questions. Guy just
Useless
asked no
guy, man.
questions. Just open
Sometimes
door.
Junior just say like, "Oh, but
Useless
he's
guy.
Kieran's cool now." Oh my god.
Bro, even when they were going on a shootout, they would just tell the guy, just keep watch, These are for the pay grade.
The
Junior.
guy didn't ask
Guy,
questions,
guy
man.
wants some lick of action so bad.
Guy didn't ask any
Useless, man.
questions. They
Yeah.
told the guy to bring a strap. The guy brought it.
Through police riots, he brought a strap. Yeah, yeah. What? Oh my god. Police are actually
Oh,
useless.
man.
They was useless that whole day. No
Man,
arrests, 6 deaths. Forget.
What was
like
even
the
happening
whole.
with the eviction, even? Like the eviction
I
thing.
didn't even understand.
Yeah,
Like
that
I
was
didn't even understand because I was like, okay, we've seeded immigration, but who was this now? Like,
I
is it
didn't
that
even
they
know
didn't
what
pay
body
rent?
it was.
I was like, is it that they didn't pay rent? All they had was the eviction agent on their shirt. I was like, what is going on? Is it that they didn't pay
To be
rent? Like,
fair, I
I don't
guess
even understand.
that built up to the child dying, which built up to the riots.
Yeah, yeah, but it's just like it's just one of those things. Sometimes I don't know, maybe it's me. Sometimes I don't like when I can't really follow what's going on. I'm just like, okay, I just have to wait for whatever it is to happen. Like, okay,
Yeah,
like I really don't know this woman they're harassing. I don't really know who they are. Don't know why they're harassing them.
yeah.
Like it was just like and then even that police car, I'm like, come on, man, who speeds into a junction like that?
yeah,
Like, come on.
yeah,
Come on, man. Like, what are you driving? Even if it's what's this? This is this Toretto or what do you call it? That man just sped in and like
Police are
he now stopped immediately after. I'm like, okay, fantastic. You have break. Like
police are actually stupid though, so
yeah.
you
No,
never know.
I.
because
Oh my
honestly, like the way
god.
the thing was, it wasn't like the girl randomly just jumped out in front or whatever. She was
She was
literally
playing on the street.
getting the football. Like, there's no how you won't see the guy just came like boom, like the speed, like even see how she hit the windscreen. Like, bro,
Oh my days, man.
oh man,
That was very shocking though. But Top Boy series spin-off, yay or nay?
Nay,
on who? On Steph?
I mean, if
nay.
you had the creative freedom, yay or nay?
I don't know, man. I don't. Nobody's left. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to do it,
Yeah.
do a new show. Do a new show with like the same setting, something like that. Like nobody
The
else.
same setting. No, let it
Like
just.
start fresh,
Say no to
start
drug.
fresh, start fresh. I don't know, man. Do something
Let
like
it just. If
or
anything,
change it.
spin off
Change it
Drake.
up. Do Top Boy Wales or something. Change it up.
Top
Let's
Boy
see the
what?
streets. Wales.
Nah,
Let's see the streets in Cardiff. Let's do something different.
nah.
We've seen enough violence in
Maybe
London.
Liverpool.
Ah, yeah, it's
Nah,
true.
man.
It was Liverpool they killed Ats, isn't it? Let's see
Yeah,
what the scene there is like.
maybe.
So that they're dropping bodies in bins. Maybe they have something for us there.
Yes. The only spin-off I will accept is
Oh my
a
god.
young Sully, young Deshane. That's about it. Anything else, I don't want to see it.
That's the idea. Actually, we didn't talk about that scene, Duchesne coming back to his
To the
mom's yard.
house.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I
Again,
thought they
it's
were
too
going to
little
show us
too
a
late,
picture
isn't
of
it?
Duchesne and Sully, like when he was
They
going
did show
through
the
it.
picture of Deshane.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
I was
made
thinking
that.
about that. I was like, is that actually like Ashley Walters' like baby picture or something?
It
But I
looked a
wasn't
lot
sure.
like
It
him.
looked like a lot like him. I was like, did they just go and tell him to bring his baby
Yeah.
picture?
Yeah, they probably did, to be
But
fair.
yeah, it's just like I don't even know. Like even if they did a young Sully and Deshane, like
I would watch
it's
it.
one of those things. I can't imagine someone else playing them. Like it wouldn't feel
No, but then they would still maybe like a
Some things are just always done so well, you just never even
true,
notice.
yeah,
true, true,
maybe
true.
like a
So,
flashback.
They would have to cast someone really good for it. To be fair,
Whereas
yeah.
Sully and Deshane, Ashley Waters and Kano are still there, but
mm.
obviously someone's playing their younger selves.
Yeah, maybe they're doing like voiceover or something. They're like
Yeah,
narrating it. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
maybe so.
Netflix, hire these
like
men.
uh like
Hire these
what's it
men.
called? Better Call Saul, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. But um,
Oh my god.
but man, I can't believe the show is done.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
weird.
I processed it
So weird.
quickly. after that episode, I was just like, it's done. You know, this is. I was like, this is shit.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was just
normally
like,
after a
it's
series, I'm like,
actually.
oh, what am I gonna do? Like these shows are amazing. It's like,
Yeah, I'm like, I get so attached normally, but
yeah,
I feel like this one, maybe because it's a shorter season as well, it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
it's kind of washed over me.
yeah.
But it is what it is.
All right. On that note, guys, thank you so much for listening to us. Um, I guess. A very great show. A very good show, to be honest. That had a lot of cultural impact, and gave us a lot of lessons, taught us a lot about our communities, and what we should aspire to, and what we should not aspire to. Obviously. Um, but yeah, I'm very grateful to Iman and Liam for turning out today. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to our listeners
It's
for
a pleasure.
always listening and tuning in. Please make sure to share with your friends, with your dealer, with your girlfriend.
Bruv, you trying to get us cancelled?
We-
Come on, we know
no,
these things.
it's to promote brand awareness. Come on, man. That's why.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh my
Jeez.
god,
Next
very
thing you
awkward
know,
conversation.
listeners,
The next pickup though.
listeners will start asking, you start seeing people saying, can you get a dealer on for the next episode? You guys are too.
Uh, Funny, we never know if we have had one before, but
Hey, hey.
you never know. You never know these things. But yeah, no, thank you so much. We've done episodes recently on winning time. We're going to be covering sex education. Myself, I'm going to be there with Priscilla and Banky, coming out soon. Please make sure to stay tuned. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. We've got so much more content coming for you later on this year. And yeah, make sure to share with your friends. Thank you very much. And it's a wrap.
Peace. Love.
Love,
Love, love, love, love.
love, 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 love.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
days.